I think we should.
So apart from that, as they come up, check it out.
Yeah.
I think I might take it. Sorry, we're just rehearsing.
That was just to warm you up, really.
You shall be a blessing, and you shall be a blessing, you shall be a blessing, repeat that and do you shall be a blessing.
Okay, yeah.
Is that okay?
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Shabbat Shalom and welcome. Those of you who are at home and joining us on Zoom, Shabbat Shalom to those here in our sanctuary. We're here this morning always, the first Shabbat of the month for our slightly more informal family service, Shabbat B'Yachad. And we also get to bless Lenny Ella, and she has been really looking forward to it. She's been coming along to synagogue a lot, gearing herself up, and here she is ready. So we will get to have Lenny Ella's blessing in the middle of the service. But for now, let's welcome each other. Let's stand. If you're at home, stand, transform your living room, your kitchen, wherever you are, into the place that you're going to pray together. Ma Tovu on page 4.
Ma Tovu.
Shabbat Shalom, welcome, Bruchim Aba'im. Let's sit down. And before we go into our study passage, and whatever Zoe has in store for us that's not from the Siddur, we thought that we would begin our service by saying the blessings over putting on a talit if you're over 13 and you're choosing to wear your talit, and I see George and Shmuel wearing there, whereas Sam is waiting for his bar mitzvah in 2 weeks to do so, but also those of us who are wearing a kippah. So a new blessing for a kippah. Zoe's wandering around. There's our talit to bless everyone under. But if you'd like a talit, then Zoe will offer. So if you would like to join with me in offering the blessing to wear a talit, and John and I love to do this with our B'nai Mitzvah when they're ready and just about to get on the bima. So if you're wearing a talit, Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehitatef b'tzitzit. And for all our young people and all of us wearing a kippah, Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu likboa kippah. I've just made that up. Just a few days ago, which literally means, because of course we are not commanded to wear a kippah in Torah, but to affix a kippah on our head, rather like a mezuzah. So, okay. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu likboa kippah. So now we turn to our blessing for Torah study, B'nai Mitzvah class. You should know well our blessing for being busy with the words of Torah.
You'll discover later that this week's Torah portion is about places. So I found 3 quotes that I thought gave us a little insight into when places can be special to us. The first one made me remember what it was like to write a letter in the good old days and explain where exactly you were. In the universe, on a planet, on a continent, in a country, in a city, on a street, in a house, in a window, in the rain, a little girl named Madlenka finds out that her tooth wiggles. And it just really reminded me of those times where you want to write exactly where you are. Another one says, regular maps have few surprises. Their contour lines reveal where the Andes are reasonably clearly. More precious, though, are the unpublished maps we make ourselves of our city, our place, our daily world, our life. Those maps of our private world we use every day. Here, I was happy. In that place, I left my coat. That is where I met my friend. I cried there once. I was heartbroken, but I felt better when I rounded the corner and saw the hills. Things of that sort are personal memories that make the private map of our important places. And finally, one you might know of potentially the most important place. Halfway down the stairs is a stair where I sit. There isn't any other stair quite like it. I'm not at the bottom and I'm not at the top. So this is the stair where I always stop. Halfway up the stairs isn't up and it isn't down. It isn't in the nursery and it isn't in the town. all sorts of funny thoughts run around my head. It isn't really anywhere. It's somewhere else instead.
Thank you, Zoe. So, top of page 6, the song we love to sing from Mishnah, that we as a synagogue are really committed always to doing the work that we can to change lives and make our world a better place, starting here inside the synagogue. And we are reminded it is not our responsibility to finish it, but neither are we free to try and begin. Charlie. Top of page 8, Kol ha'olam kulo, the world's a very narrow bridge. The main thing is not to make ourselves afraid.
העולם כולו גשת צמאות, גשת צמאות, גשת צמאות, כל העולם כולו גשת צמאות, גשת
Let's stand up as we head towards the Baruch Hu to wake ourselves up, to be ready for our formal prayer. Page 10. forgot to invite Ivria to stretch and truly wake up ready for that, but I saw a bit of stretching there. So page 10, just before we sit down, let's just offer the Hatimot, the final lines of the blessings to gear us up to the Shema. Baruch atah Adonai yotzeh hamorot. We praise you, O God, who creates the natural world and the light and darkness around us. And then, of course, we praise you, O God. In love, you have called your people Israel to serve you. So feel free to sit down, to stand up, whatever feels right for you, for the Shema, which is our closest thing to a watchword of faith. And we offer the Shema. Our young people have learned sign language to offer the Shema in another language. And next Friday night, we have our first signed Shabbat service. So we are very much looking forward to that. We're on page 12. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kavod Malkuto, Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Shem Kavod Malkuto, Le'olam Va'ed. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kavod Malkuto, Le'olam Va'ed. Le'olam Va'ed.
Together, Vahavta et Adonai Elohecha, b'chol levavecha, u'v'chol nafshecha, u'v'chol mo'odecha. V'hayu hadvarim ha'ele, asher anochi metzavecha hayom al levavecha. V'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam, b'shivtecha b'veitecha, u'v'leftecha b'derech, u'v'shokpecha u'v'kumecha. Ukashatam la'ot al yadecha, v'hayu letotachot beinenecha, ukatavtam al muzot beitecha, uvisharecha.
למען תזכרו, ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם אלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
And before we sing Micha Mocha, as we acknowledge that the Shema has some meaning in our lives as something we rely on, we feel bound by, those of us who are part of the Jewish orbit, we are here connected to the Shema. Let me just invite our B'nai Mitzvah class who are learning hard this morning with me. We're about to now sing the words that Moses, Miriam, and all of the children of Israel sang at the shores of the sea. Micha Mocha Ba'elim Adonai. What line? So that's a line of song. And what did it give the name to? Sam? The Maccabees at Hanukkah. Thank you very much. So let us sing together with all the joy we can muster. If there are any spare teachers around, you might like to bring out the percussion so that we can sing Micha Mocha together. So it was a new song that was sung then, and we continue to offer new songs now. So we are going to say the closing blessing, Baruch atah Adonai Ga'al Yisrael, as we stand up and get ready for our tefillah, and to offer with as much newness as possible. Adonai Safatai Tiftach. Eternal God, open my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Stand up when you're ready. Bar mitzvah George and our next bar mitzvah Sam, as we go into the words of the Amidah, the first about our ancestors, an invitation as we remember Abraham, Isaac, Jacob and Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel and Leah, that we think of those in our own lives that may have brought us here this morning, people that we want to honor and remember and credit for us being at this place on our journey. George.
Oh, we start from here. Okay. Yeah. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu ve'Elokei avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, ve'Elohei Leah. Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor ve'Hanora El Elyon. Gomel Hasadim Tovim ve'Koneh Hakol ve'Zocher Hasei Avot ve'Imahot u'Mevi Geula Livnei Beneihem Lema'an Shemo Ba'ahava Melech Ozer u'Moshia u'Megen Baruch atah Adonai Magen Avraham ve'Israel Sarah.
Ata gibor le'olam Adonai mechayei meitim ata rav lehoshia. Baruch.
Yeah. V'ne'eman ata lechachayot meitim.
Baruch ata Adonai mechayei hameitim.
We thought this morning from the Kedusha, we would just on this morning, as we celebrate new life, as we celebrate journeys and moving on in our place in the world, that we would go straight to L'Ador Vador on the foot of page 18 that Dean and Franklin lead us in, from generation to generation.
נגיד God לך, ולנצח נצחים, ולנצח נצחים, קדושתך נקדיש, דור ודור, לדור ודור, לדור ודור, נגיד God לך, ולנצח נצחים, ולנצח נצחים, קדושתך נקדיש. בשבחך אלוהינו, נבנינו לא ימוש לעולם ועד, כי אל מלך גדול, כי אל מלך גדול, הקדוש ברוך הוא, לדור ודור, לדור ודור, לדור ודור נגיד God לך, ולנצח נצחים, ולנצח נצחים, קדושתך נקדיש.
Baruch atah Adonai ha'el hakadosh. Please sit down.
Let's celebrate Shabbat.
Shabbat b'korei oneg Shabbat, yisnachu b'malachutacha. Shomrei, shomrei, shomrei Shabbat b'korei oneg Shabbat. Mekadashei sheli Shabbat, kulam yishba'u v'yitamu mitu b'cha Shabbat. Shomrei, shomrei, shomrei Shabbat b'korei oneg Shabbat, yismachu b'malachutacha. Shomrei, shomrei, shomrei Shabbat b'korei oneg Shabbat. V'hashvi'i ratzita bo v'kiddashto Shabbat. Dad yamim otto karata Shabbat, yismachu b'malachutacha. Shomrei, shomrei, shomrei Shabbat b'korei oneg Shabbat, yismachu b'malachutacha. Shomrei, shomrei, shomrei Shabbat b'korei oneg Shabbat.
Praise you, O God, for the holiness of the Sabbath. Eternal God, be gracious to your people Israel, and in your love accept their prayers. May our worship now and always be acceptable in your sight. We praise you, O God, whom alone we worship in reverence. Modim anachnu lach, she'ata hu Adonai Eloheinu, ve'Elohei avotenu le'olam va'ed. Sur chayenu, magen yishenu, אתה הוא לדור ודור. נודה לך ונספר תהילתך על חיינו המסורים בידיך ועל נשמותינו הפקודות לך ועל ניסך שבכל יום עמנו ועל נפלאותיך וטובותיך שבכל עת ערב ובוקר וצהריים. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha, ulecha ne'er lehodot.
We offer our morning prayer for peace, sim shalom, with that hope that we honor and acknowledge when there is peace and ease in all of our lives.
Grant peace. Yeah? Oh, sorry. Wait. Oh, okay. Grant peace, welfare, and blessing, grace, love, and mercy to us and to all Israel, your people as a loving parent. Bless us with the life of your presence. For by the life of your presence, eternal God, you have relieved us to us the law of life, a love of kindness and righteousness, blessing and mercy. Oh, blessing.
Yes.
Yeah, and mercy, life and peace. For it is good in your sight that your people Israel and all peoples be blessed at all times with your gift and peace.
Beautiful. And let's read together with George. We praise you, O God, the source of peace. So we take a few moments for silent reflection and prayer.
Adonai Zuri, V'Goali, Adonai Zuri, V'Goali, Ratzon, Irevi, V'Egani, V'Panecha, Adonai Zuri, V'Goali, Adonai Zuri, V'Goali.
Zoe.
Use shalom bimrama, Ya'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol bnei Adam. Use shalom bimrama, Ya'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol bnei Adam. Ya'aseh shalom, Ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom, Ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom, Ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom, Ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael.
Yeshua, thank you, Franklin and Dean. We now turn to the heart of our Shabbat service, our Kriyat HaTorah, the reading of Torah, where we literally are able to bring the Torah down and read it within the congregation today. And just as we bring the Torah out, and all of us are aware of it, a little later sneak preview, Lenny Ella will be paraded around our sanctuary as if she was a Torah scroll for us all to be part of her blessing. But for now, I'm going to invite teachers of Ivriya who are here this morning to come up and open the ark with a smattering of your students. Bring a couple up with you so the ark can be opened and we bring the Torah out. Let's all stand.
Ki mitzion tetzeh Torah, Ki mitzion tetzeh Torah, u'devar Adonai mirushalayim.
So we like to say that in days to come, the mountain of God's house might be established as the highest mountain that we think our synagogues are worth coming to. Many peoples might go and say, come, let us go up to the mountain of the Eternal One, to the house of God of Jacob, or indeed your local synagogue, so that we may learn God's ways and walk in God's paths. So I now say, Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo.
Lu l'Adonai iti and Ramama Shemo Yachdav.
Lecha Adonai Hagvura, Hagvura ve'hatiferet, ve'hanetzach v'ha'or. Ki kol b'shamayim u'ba'aretz
Okay, fantastic. Oh, do you want to put Annie? Put it on the table. Okay, how are we doing? Okay, come down everyone. But if you haven't seen in front of a Torah scroll, you can stay round the table. But we are going to call up a few people now. So everyone, feel free to sit down. Let me show you that this is one of our beautiful Torah binders, that we have two of them in our congregation. The Eile Toldot, these are the generations. That was last week's parasha that told the story of Jacob and Esau. And here we have the names of babies born into the synagogue. We have a list of 10 more to add, which are in the process of being prepared. So Leniela's name will be on, and we will be looking forward to Manon and Jacob's baby being added in the new year. So you can have a look at that Torah binder. So, so those of you who are at home, I think you have Josie's wonderful Torah reading so that you can follow. Those of you who are here, we are reading from Bereshit, from Genesis chapter 28, verses 10 to 20-ish. And you can find it if you want to get the Chumash, the Torah at the back. The Plout, which is a much nicer translation, is on page 194. And the Hertz, the other one, is on page 106 if you want to follow Torah. So let me give you a little bit of background here. We are in the first book of Torah, the book of all the families, the most dysfunctional families. If we think we come from families with a little bit of complexity and dysfunction, nothing compares to the families in Genesis, in Bereshit. We are in the midst of that. Jacob, one of the twins, remember he didn't behave so well to Esau, his other twin, has met by now both of his wives, Rachel and Leah, but first, but now he is going on a journey through the desert. He is leaving, we're told, by Yetzer Yaakov. He comes out. Commentators, particularly modern commentators, say, this is really Jacob coming out. What's he coming out into in his life? What is he needing to be? Is he going to be braver? Is he going to be stronger? Is he going to be fairer in the terms of who he loves? Jacob is in the middle on his own, and as anyone been camping here? Hands up if you've been camping. He sets up bed for a night, but he doesn't have a tent. And what does he use as a pillow? Someone help me. No, not a sheep, although that would have been much more comfortable than what he used. He did not use a sheep. Sam, he didn't use some hay. This is very creative. What did he use? George, a rock. He used a rock as a pillow. Thank you. Thank you. He used a rock as a pillow. And amazingly, he falls asleep with the rock under his head. And what does he dream? This is very famous. Any psychotherapists amongst us? This dream is very important. I know you're not a psychotherapist, but you can answer. No, that's his son. No, but you're right. He has lots of dreams. Shatil? A ladder to heaven. He dreams of a ladder, and there are angels on the ladder. And what's really unusual about the angels? Maureen, they're going up and down. Where do we think angels generally come from? Heaven. But these angels are really about companions and about helping one in life. It's a very powerful thing, these angels going up and down. And then when Jacob wakes up from his dream, he says these incredible words. He says these words saying, oh my gosh, I think God was in this place and I did not know it. And last night we welcomed Rabbi Larry Hoffman, wonderful teacher and just rabbi's rabbi. We really had fun and we had dinner with him as a council. And he said that when there are moments in your life when you have an experience that is so beautiful, as a young person, if you go to camp for the first time, you stay up all night talking to your friends. If you have a moment in your life where you experience love or goodness, or you have a friend you like to have a cup of coffee with, and when you're there, something happens between you that is just beautiful. He says, those are the moments of God. Forget about when we say the Shema. It is the moments when we experience something just amazing. And this is what happens to Jacob. So I invite you, through our Torah reading today, to think about when those moments have been there for you. So, as we like to do, we like to have some rather creative aliyot LaTorah. So I am going to invite those up to an aliyah LaTorah. Ya'amdu. Kol she rotzim lishnot. All those who like to sleep on their back and could manage with a rock as a pillow. Come up. I'd have to exclude myself in this one. Only Alexander sleeps on his back in this whole sanctuary. Have we got others joining us? Only Alexander and Maya and Saskia are able. Surely we've got a few older. And you too, Theo? Dean, are you coming up? No. Right, Dean does not sleep on his back. Anyone else that wants to come who is able to sleep in unusual places, who is able to find a rock or a book to lie on and sleep? That is a very we'll have to do another. So are you ready? Those of you who can sleep anywhere, because I cannot include myself. Baruch Adonai HaMavorach Leolam Va'ed. Vayetze Yaakov mi Beersheva v'yelech harana v'yifga b'makom v'yalen sham ki ba hashemesh v'yikach me'avnei hamakom v'yasem me'roshtav v'yashkev b'makom hahu v'yachalom v'hine sulam matzav artsa v'rosho magia hashamayma v'hine malachei Elohim olim v'yordim bo V'hine Adonai nitzav alav. V'yome ani Adonai Elohei Avraham avicha ve'Elohei Yitzchak. Haaretz asher ata shochev aleha lacha et nena ulazaracha. V'haya zaracha ka'afa haaretz ufaratzta yama v'kedma tzfona v'negba. V'nivrachu v'cha kol mishpachot ha'adama. Uvazaracha. So Jacob went out, came out, journeyed out from Beersheba, and he journeyed towards Haran. And he just happened upon, so he really hadn't planned it. I think this is what the Hebrew is telling us. He happened upon a place and he slept there, settled down there for the night, because the sun was, what's the opposite of rising? The sun was setting. The sun was setting. And he took for himself a rock from the place and he put it under his head like a pillow. I think of my beloved grandmother who traveled with her pillows. That's how attached to her pillows she was. And he lay down to sleep there in that place. And he dreamt a dream. And the dream he dreamt was of a ladder fixed in the ground, whose top of the ladder reached up to heaven or to the sky. And behold, there were angels of God going up and down the ladder. And behold, God was standing right in front of him as he slept. It's quite a dream, I think we can all agree. And God said to him, I am the eternal one, your God, the God of your father Abraham and the God of Isaac, your father. The land which you are sleeping on now, I am going to give to you. I am going to give to you and all your descendants, and your descendants, your seed will be like the dust of the earth. That's how numerous it's going to be. And you are going to be dispersed, or you are going to fill the land from the west to the east, to the north, to the south. And all the families of the earth are going to be blessed through you and all your seed. And behold, and all your seed. I think I stopped there. Closing blessing, please. Noten HaTorah. Amen. Yesh koach, all of you. Brave enough to sleep anywhere you can find. So Ya'amdu, Kol she ohavim litiul. Everyone who loves to go on holiday, to travel, who finds moments in their life's journey on those travels. Levarech et haTorah. So come up you. Surely that has to be more than those who just like to sleep on their back. All who like to holiday, up you come. Again, a rather modest offering. Sharon, I know you like holidays. Come on. Having just been on one. Has Romy been on a holiday yet? Yes, many times. So she's up here loving it. Okay. Are we ready? Baruch hu et Adonai hamavorach. Baruch va'ed. Baruch Adonai hamavorach leolam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai Noten HaTorah. Amen. Sam, do you want to just hold the Torah open for me? Thank you. Both Sams. Yes, that would be good. Hine anochi imach ushmarticha b'chol asher telech v'hashvitecha el hadama hazot ki lo a'azevcha ad asher im asiti et asher dibarti lach. Vayiketz Yaakov Mishnato Vayomer Achen Yesh Adonai b'makom hazeh v'anochi lo yadati Vayira Vayomer ma nora hamakom hazeh ein zeh ki im beit Elohim v'zeh sha'a hashamayim. Vayishkem Yaakov baboker vayikach et ha'even asher sam meroshtav v'yasem ota matzeva v'yitzchok shemen al rosha. Oh, thank you. If you can hold that, thank you. Vayikra et shem hamakom hahu Beit El v'ulam luz shem ha'ir l'rishona. V'yedeh Yaakov neder lemor im yihyeh Elohim imadi ushmarni b'derech hazeh asher anochi holech v'natan li lechem le'echol ubagad lilbosh v'shavti b'shalom el beit avi v'haya Adonai li lelohim. So it's quite audacious what Jacob says. I told you, dysfunctional family. So God says, I am with you and I will look after you in everything that you do, in all the journeys that you take. I will be there with you. And as you settle on this land, because I am not going to leave you until I have done all the things that I've said I'm going to do for you. So it's like a really positive dream. Jacob wakes up from his sleep and says, oh my gosh, God was in this place and I did not know it. And he was afraid because it was quite awesome what he had experienced. And he said, what an awesome, extraordinary place. This has to be the house of God. This has to be somewhere special that I have not realized. This is like a gate to heaven. And Jacob gets up early in the morning the next day. He takes the stone that he's used as a pillow and he sets it up as a little sculpture, and he pours oil over the head of the stone, and he calls the name of the place. This place is called Beit El, which means the house of God, because before it was always called, the city was called Luz. And then Jacob makes a vow to God. But listen to the vow and be honest to yourself if you have ever said this to your own parents, saying, so Jacob makes a vow to God saying, if God stays with me and looks after me on my journey, as I journey and go, if God gives me bread to eat and clothes to wear, if God keeps me in peace so that I arrive safely back to my dad's house, then God will be my God. Should we do the closing blessing? Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah. Amen. So we're all going to stand. I was going to ask Max to honor him, to raise the scroll. Can you do that? Can you manage that? Let us stand, all of us together, even sleeping babies.
Kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romemu Ki Kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romemu Adonai Eloheinu Ve'ishtacharu Behar Kosho Romemu Adonai
get ready to put the scroll away and move on to the moment we get to bless Lenny Ella. We're on page 31. As we acknowledge Eitz Chaim hi lamachazikim bo. Torah for us is like a tree of life if we hold on to it fast.
It is a tree of life to those who hold fast to it, and all of its supporters are happy. It is a tree of life to those who hold fast to it, and all of its supporters are happy. Shalom, 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 shalom. It is a tree of life to those who hold fast to it, and all of its supporters are happy. Life to those who hold fast to it, and all of its supporters are happy. Shalom, 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 shalom.
Get your fingers underneath. Great. Thank you all. See you in a minute. Okay, everyone. We are segueing now. Feel free to stand, sit down as we go into our baby blessing. And I think nothing brings us more joy in our congregation than the opportunity to mark moments in our lives. I look around, I see Howard and Valerie about to mark their anniversary. I see Manon in January about to welcome their baby that will come and be part of this congregation. I see Sam, whose bar mitzvah is in 2 weeks. I see my mum and dad who've come this Shabbat after this week of mourning for my grandmother and my mother's mother, Toby. That truly that's what we come to synagogue for, is to mark these moments in our lives, and not to mark them alone, but to feel that we do so in a congregation with each other, and to see the cycle of life. And really that's what we read Torah for as well, that helps us move along the story of Torah in these moments of life. So here we were seeing Jacob as he embarks. Is he becoming a better, fairer, kinder person after cheating his brother? Is he learning lessons from these dreams? What significant moments are there for him? So we thought we would segue into our baby blessing with the song from Lechi Lach that Debbie Friedman created, and that Dean and Franklin offer so beautifully, that actually all of us are on this journey. Last night we were reminded that our lives are like join the dots, and sometimes if we think it's going to be easy, it makes us struggle more. But there are often these moments in our lives that stand out for us. And so let's offer Lechi Lach as we prepare to welcome Lenny Ella.
To a land that I will show you. Left the car to a place you do not know. Lechi Shabbat Chaim Lekila. And you shall be a blessing, and you shall be a blessing, and you shall be a blessing, Lechila.
Thank you. So we get to invite Leniella, who can't quite get here herself, with her mom and dad. I think it's not so long ago that we had a beautiful ceremony here on the Bima. We're welcoming Gosha into our community. So we say now to Leniella, Brucha Haba'a B'Shem Adonai Berachnuchem Mi Beit Adonai. Blessed be the one who comes in God's name, in God's house. We ask God's blessing. So yeah, I know it's happening now. She's been waiting for this for several months. She came last month just to walk through the service, so she was ready and she knew what Shabbat B'Yachad entailed. So I'm going to ask you to hop on up here, just because I think that microphone's going to be harder for us. And just for Gosha and Max to offer these words, yeah, you're ready now, to offer these words for here and here and here. Yeah, and then we're going to explain what we're doing.
God and Creator, we give thanks for the gift of our child and pray that we may be worthy of the blessing and the responsibility of parenthood. May we show our gratitude to you by leading our daughter in the way of righteousness. Teach us to guide her, especially by our example, that she may grow up to be a good Jew and a good human being.
And we say Amen. And before I invite the rest of the family up, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam gomel chasadim tovim. And we thank God for the healthy delivery and for this family having grown from 2 to 3 and now being somewhat more settled, that this is the perfect time to welcome you formally into our congregation and give you all your names, Leniella. And we are so delighted that all of Gosha's, well, not all, but Gosha's family from Poland are here, and we love to celebrate both sides of a baby's life, and so we are delighted that you are here and that you'll be offering one of the blessings. Now, as luck would have it, Gosha was particularly interested in new ritual, always, and so had a lot to say about what a baby blessing for her baby daughter would look like. So, not only does Leniella get her feet washed, and her dad has made sure the water is perfect for her, to symbolize coming into the covenant, so that that we celebrate her body and her soul, and we'll do that in a moment. But first, 8 different family members have been asked to offer a blessing. 8 as we anticipate Hanukkah. 8 is a special number for us, the 8 days of Hanukkah, and I think there's something about Shabbat plus 1, that there is always going to be fullness in Leniella's life. So I'm going to ask you family members to all come and squeeze up on the beamer. I'm going to remind you, as George Orwell said to a friend once, I'm really sorry I didn't have time to write you a short letter, so here is a long one. Just to less is more, so that Leniella stays bright and happy and ready to go forward for her foot washing, with just tiny blessing from you all. If we can manage the microphone down there to help our folk on the bima. So, you know what I think? Right, I didn't quite realise how many were coming. So I would say, let's just have the grandparents here right now. So let's have the grandparents. Leniella is never going to be short of love, we can see. So Leniella is going to be surrounded, if we pop you in the middle, and we use this microphone or Dean's microphone on the other side, so that family members can offer. So Max's parents are going to be offering a blessing of love for our baby. And I don't know if you can all see her face. So if Gosha turns around, this is a baby who's really enjoying being blessed, right? So so note to family, play it right so she continues to enjoy being blessed. Because right now she's with us, right? So, exactly. Alex and Marcus first.
Leniella, love comes in many surprising forms. The moment your eyes open each day, I wish for you a look of love and connection. This love, I pray, will envelop you like a cloak. It will protect you from life's difficulties. With this love, you are growing into a light in the eyes of all who know you and meet you. And love continues to be, as love continues to be showered down over you, so your light will grow stronger and become more intense. Love helps grow the parts of us that make us human. It feeds our kindness, grows our gentleness, inspires our intelligence, and nourishes our resilience. I hope you will find love in all kinds of places and moments, from your adoring family, in your growing community, amongst your people, in words and images. Love can emerge in moments of deep sadness and great joy, in precious laughter and in music, in the mountains and in the sea and in the woods and forests and amongst the trees, because love is in nature. Lenny, I hope you will always be surprised by glorious moments when the whisper of love brushes against your soft cheek. Your being brings a magic dusting of love across this earth, and may the oxygen of life, love and joy be with you all the days of your life.
Amen. Amen.
Love is one of the mysteries of life. It comes from nowhere and it arrives in many forms. Love erupted from my unconscious being the moment you were born. It is a magical and mysterious force that I pray will create a bond between us to protect and nourish you. My love for you will help shape the experiences and memories of your English Jadek to carry with you on your journey.
Amen. And Ella, Mariusz? Mariusz is going to do it, yeah? Both.
Dear Lenny Ella, when you appeared in our family, you brought joy and happiness with you. You are our precious treasure, and your birth is a blessing which has brought the whole family to a new level of love. Let me tell you what the family is and how important it is in the life of every human being. Family is rodzina in Polish. Family and rodzina, two beautiful words and one wonderful meaning. The family is one of the God's greatest ideas and is a blessing in itself. Rodzina is where life begins and love never ends. Family is our shelter and protection. Family is our engine and driving force. Rodzina is expecting nothing in return from your actions, thoughts and words. Our sweet baby Leniella, you have lovely parents, cousins Maya and Romy, fantastic aunts, great uncles and grandparents who are not too bad either. We will all be with you at all times and will support you in every situation. A family is like a tree with many branches that grow in different directions, but all of them come from the same roots. We hope that when you are grown up, you will have a happy family yourself and you will always remember your English-Polish roots. Niech Bóg macie w swojej opiece. God bless you.
Amen. Beautiful to have a blessing from Polish family. So now as we almost prepare for, where is the water? Okay, good. But we have 6 more blessings, but here's what I'm going to suggest. One line. Is that okay? One line, because we have a baby who's very happy right now. One line and the rest at home. So you could just say, I bless you with knowledge and learning. I bless you with empathy and kindness. And then once you're back at home, more. But just I want to make sure all of you get a chance to say something. So let us begin with Gosha's brother. Tomek, you want to bring up Maya with you so she's there?
So Lenny, let's just end with the end. So.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, okay. So we wish you all the best on your life's journey. Be curious, brave, and never forget education and knowledge is the greatest power of this world.
Oh, beautiful. Amen. You've set the gold standard. Thank you. Okay, and then Jake, who is another uncle, Max's brother. Yes. Are you going to get empathy and kindness in a few words? So Lenny has come to join two other granddaughters, Maya on one side and Romy on the other. Romy, you up for giving the blessing now? Okay.
Lenny, Ella, the blessing that we give to you is kindness and empathy.
Amen. Thank you. I'm liking this is very good behaviour here. Very good. And Joss, Auntie Joss. So another auntie. So Max's sister.
Sorry.
I know.
Yeah. Lenny, our blessing for you is strength and courage.
Oh man. I needn't have worried. Okay, and Manon is coming with her blessing. Manon and the baby. Yeah.
Lenny Ella, may creativity spring forth from your heart and light your path and forever keep you free.
Oh man. Wow, Lenny Ella, there's no pressure because there's a lot of things that you're going to live up to now. And Robert and Steph and Ollie are all sharing one. So I won't say the word because hopefully that's what you're going to offer.
Yes, we're going to offer friendship, and we bless you with the same strong family of friendship that we have been blessed with too.
Amen. Beautifully done. And lastly, Andy. I like your blessing, Andy, that you're giving.
Oh, it's Chloe. Yeah.
Oh,
it's all good. We're the same person.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
Our blessing is for multicultural families, so we bless you with differences and togetherness. Oh, amazing.
Beautiful. Amen. So now we're going to wash, dip. Tights have to come off, I'm guessing. So we're going to take tights off. We're going to dip Leniella's feet in the water. So we may all remember that Abraham washed the feet of his guests. So this is a moment just like Abraham did that alongside Brit Milah. This is another way of moving into the covenant. So Grandpa and Mariosh will hold. Let's just... I know, it's weird, right? Oh, it's funny. Nice. So now we're going to offer the Shehechianu for reaching this moment for the first time.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, shehechianu v'kimanu v'higianu b'zman hazeh. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, shehechianu v'kimanu v'higianu b'zman hazeh.
So now Leniella will be wrapped in her grandpa's talit with the hands of both grandparents around her as we offer a blessing. I'm going to ask us all to stand for this moment. Yeah, there you are, happy. Yeah. So Leniella has... Do you want to say anything about Lenny's names?
Yeah, so Lenny has two names that are after very important people in the family. So Lenny is after Max's grandfather. In Polish tradition, we give names after living relatives, so he's still very much alive. And Ella is after my mom, and then her middle name is Miriam, which is the same as Joss's, so her aunt. So there's a lot of
A lot of family, a lot of family. Misha Berach, Avoteno. I know you didn't get one here, so she's really, Romi's wanting one, but it can be arranged. Jake and Maddie, it can be. So we say, if you just move a little closer, because I want to use the microphone. Beautiful. Misha Berach, Avoteno, Avraham, Yitzhak, Yaakov, Ve'imotenu, Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, V'Leah, Hu Yavarech, Et Hayalda Hazot, V'Yikarei Shema, B'Yisrael. And this is Lenny's Hebrew name. So Lenny's Hebrew name will be, in this her community, Leah Yehudit Bat Reuven V'Malka. May the one who blessed our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah, bless this little girl, whose name in this synagogue, and when she's called up to Torah for her bat mitzvah, she will be called up by Leah Yehudit Bat Reuven V'Malka. And we say, may God guard her from all evil. May God grant her a long and happy life and establish the work of her hands so she finds a profession she's proud of. And may her parents continue to rejoice in her and help her to grow up with all the wisdom of the grandparents, to grow up so that she may bring blessing to her family, to the Jewish people, to the Polish people, and to all of humanity. Now she's really going to manage that with all the blessings that she received. And we all say, Amen. And now, as we offer Simon Tov and Mazel Tov, Lenny will be brought round the congregation for all of you to offer her a blessing.
Simon Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Simon Tov, Simon Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Simon Tov, Simon Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Simon Tov, Elanu. Simon Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Simon Tov, Simon Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Simon Tov, Simon Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Simon Tov, Elanu.
They're going to come back up in a moment, but for now we're going straight to Aleinu on page 33. Stay standing.
Torah,
to Kaddish. We're on page 36 as we think of those who are mourning a loved one this week. We think particularly of the death in our congregation of Toby Lawson, mother of Kate Burke, my mother, and Toby Lawson being my grandmother. Zichrona livracha, may her memory be for a blessing. And also the recent death of Anita Friedman. Zichrona livracha, may her memory be for a blessing, and may her family be comforted in their loss. We move now to the yahrzeits that are marked at this Shabbat. We think particularly of Alf Kay, father of Tony Kay, of Joanna Selden, sister of Sarah Dibb, and Joseph Rosenbaum, father of Jackie Fawcett. Zichronam livracha. May their memories be for a blessing, and may those who remember and recall their loved ones be comforted in their loss, as we say the words of the Kaddish together. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shamei rabbah, Bi'alma divrach yurtei v'yamlich malchutei, v'hayachon v'yomechon v'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael, v'agalav isman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei rabbah mavorach le'olem omeo maya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitra'am yitromam v'yitnasei, v'yithada v'yitalei v'yitalal shemei d'kudusha brichu, Leila min kol berchata v'shirta, tushbahata v'nechemata, da'amiram bi'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shamaya, v'hayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Ose shalom b'imromav, hu yaseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'al kol b'nei Adam. Let's sit. Imru, amen. Let's sit down. And as I ask Tamara, our chair, up for announcements and to give the certificate to Lenny Eller and her family, just a heads up to all our children under the age of 18 to get ready to come on to the bima, the final blessing and Adon Olam, and to be ready for that. Yes.
Shabbat Shalom. Good morning, everyone, and a very warm welcome to Finchley Progressive. Whether you are here with us in the sanctuary or joining us online, whether you are a regular attender, an occasional visitor, or a complete newcomer to the synagogue, we love having visitors. It's always a great pleasure for us, and a particularly warm welcome, of course, to the family of Lenny Eller, Gosha, and Max. What a privilege to have you all with us this morning. Thank you to everyone who led and participated in the service, to Rebecca and Zoe, of course, to our musicians, Dean, Franklin, Natasha and Sam, to George and Sam, Alexander and Maya. And this is the last occasion this year, this calendar year, that we will have the delight of being led in prayer by the students and teachers of Ivrea. And I just want to say, always such a pleasure and joy and source of pride for us to be led by all of you. Thank you for all of the joy that you bring us through the year. We all know that we have a great deal to learn from our children. And a particular thank you to the family of Lenny Eller for your beautiful blessings today. They had me wiping my nose at the back of the room. And how blessed we are to have you with us, as I've said. And they seem to have taken effect already, because it's clear that Lenny Eller is already a blessing upon us as a congregation. So thank you for that. A few community announcements. So tomorrow morning, Sunday at 10 a.m. is Cafe Ivrea Online with Adrian Lister. On the subject, should we boycott the World Cup or Twitter? Is there any point in personal boycotts? This Tuesday at 1:30 is a very special crafternoon with Josie. Many of you will have seen Josie's beautiful cards, but if you haven't, you should know they really are something spectacular and special. She is going to be doing card making for Hanukkah this Tuesday at 1:30. If you'd like to make a card for another special occasion, then you can email her at josie@fps.org and tell us what the occasion is, and she'll bring the right materials for that too. So very special card making event with Josie at 1:30. This Thursday, the 8th of December, we have a Beit Midrash event with Zalash Halaimsai, who's the CEO and founder of Amna,
which specialises in supporting the psychosocial well-being of refugees. And looking at especially Afghani refugees. Although I have to say, I know that Anna's also done some wonderful work with Ukrainian refugees. So a topic very close to all of our hearts in this congregation. Looking further ahead, as Rebecca already mentioned, next Friday, December the 9th, our Kabbalat Shabbat service is the first time that we will have had British Sign Language interpretation for one of our services. So we look forward to that. And then on Shabbat morning the 10th, we're being joined by Rabbi Cyril Sheridan, and she is going to talk to us about her involvement with Ethiopian Jews, and we're going to learn a bit from her about the Festival of Sigurd that's just passed. So that's really a special opportunity for us. On Friday the 16th at 10 o'clock, there is going to be a session decorating special Hanukkah biscuits for our Hanukkah gift bags here in the shul. So if you would like to help Beverly with her task of decorating 60-something upwards, huge quantities of Hanukkah biscuits, do come along Friday the 16th at 10 a.m. and you can email Beverly to let her know you're coming, beverly@fps.org. Sunday the 18th of December at 5 is our Hanukkah party. Now, I've got something in here. Yes. On the 19th, which is the Monday, we have the Monday Afternoon Club, which is going to be Hanukkah themed, and I'm told that there will be talk of Hanukkah traditions from around the world and also Hanukkah food if you needed a special incentive to be here Monday the 19th at 3, Hanukkah food from around the world at the Monday Afternoon Club. Finally, the 27th of December, we've been scheduled an additional session. We have an extra session of the night shelter. So we have volunteers for all of our other shelters, our other nights, but on the 27th, we are still in need of volunteers. We need people to cook, host, stay overnight, and move bags between the different shelter accommodations. So if you're able to help with that, then the person to contact is Andrea. If you don't know how to get hold of her, just email the office and that message will get passed on. Thank you so much. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. So, Adon Olam. Certificate. Certificate.
Oh dear.
Could Leniella come back up?
I'm so sorry, Rebecca.
No. Leniella comes back up, and while she does so, can we have all the children ready onto the beamer for Adon Olam?
I'm so sorry.
No.
How could I have forgotten? So I've got a beautiful certificate here. This is another example of Josie's excellent artwork. So Leniella, this certificate says, start children off on the way they should go, and even when they're old, they will not turn from it. And this is to certify that Leniella Miriam Raybuck has been given the Hebrew name, which we're going to have to ask you to do the Hebrew name.
Le Yehudit Bat Reuven V'Malka.
And welcome to our community on this day. So welcome, congratulations, and happiness and joy. Thank you.
Right, all kids who can, up onto the beamer, please. Yeah, Anthony, we need you up on the beamer, definitely. We need Romy, we've got Leniella. We're going to go straight into a short Adon Olam and into final blessing.
We'll be singing the first and last verse. Adon Olam, Hashem Olam, B'terem Kol Yitzivra, Adon Olam, Nasa, V'chet Sof Kol, Hazam Melech Shemo Nikra, Adon Olam, Adon Olam, Hashem Olam, B'terem Kol Yitzivra, Et Nasa, V'chet Sof, Hazam Melech Shemo Nikra, Adon Olam, B'yado, Afi Bruchi, Beit Isham V'ayira Adon Olam, B'im Bruchi, B'viyati, Adonai li v'lo ira Adon Olam, Adon Olam, Hashem Olam, B'terem Kol Yitzim Yivra, V'yet Nasa, V'chet Sof, Hazai Melech Shemo Nikra Adon Olam.
So a final blessing, do stand, and then we'll go straight into Kiddush. A final blessing, a blessing for Leniella, a blessing for all of us, all our young people who bring us so much joy. For Romy too, Yavarechecha Adonai v'yishmarecha. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yihuneka. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May God bless you and look after you. May God be very kind to you. May God turn to you and give you peace. Amen.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם, ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, וביום השביעי שבת וינפש. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, בורא פרי הגפן. לחיים.
L'chaim. No, Lenny Ella looked like she wanted wine. And now, Hamotzi, I'm going to ask Natasha to just take the cover off, and then feel free to go towards Kiddush. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam,